making our Nutella chocolate chip cookies. I went ahead and started, but unfortunately this isn't a cookie that you can just make and enjoy immediately. It takes a little bit of prep work, but if these cookies are half as good as what they look like in the pictures, they seem to be that they're going to be worth it. So what we're going to do first is we're actually going to spoon out. It says 1.5 teaspoon, but I feel like, I mean, how can you ever have too much Nutella? But I feel like just 1 teaspoon is going to be enough. But you're wanting to spoon out 1 teaspoon, just like a dollop. You're going to get 30 of these on a pan with parchment paper, and then you're wanting to stick these in the freezer for at least an hour. Because these are going to go in the these are going to go in the middle of our cookies, and you want them to be pretty much frozen so that they're easier to work with. So I'm going to finish getting these all together and get them in the freezer, and then after that we'll be back to make the actual cookie part of the recipe. So let me get these finished, put them in the freezer, and I'll show you what they look like when they come out. But we'll look at doing the cookie dough next. Alright, we're on to the cookie dough portion of our cookies. I probably won't give you exact measurements of what I'm using because I don't remember what all I put on the table. But they'll be at the bottom of the screen below in the description box. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a smaller bowl. This is going to be our bigger bowl where we're going to have all the stuff go at the end. But in a smaller bowl, you're wanting to put your flour, some cocoa powder, and then this is salt, baking powder, and baking soda. So you just want to whisk this together just to make sure that it's all incorporated. Try to keep it in the bowl. I seem to love to get really messy when I cook, apparently. But you want to make sure that you see mainly the brown cocoa has gone through everything to get very well incorporated. Alright, push that aside. Then in the bigger bowl you've got a cup of butter. This is salted butter. And to that you're going to add, I think that's 3/4 cup of brown sugar, and then granulated regular sugar as well. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your mixer and you're going to get this creamed all together, the sugars. So let me get that done and we'll be right back. Alright, so we've got that all creamed together. Now what we're going to do is I've got 2 eggs here, and you're going to want to beat these in and add them one at a time. Just make sure the egg gets everywhere inside the bowl and mix it together. Then you're going to add the other egg. And then you're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add our dry ingredients here. And I'm going to add them a little bit at a time, remembering to scrape down the bowl, but adding a little bit at a time to make the cookie dough. So let me get that together, and then I'll be back to show you guys what it looks like. Alright, we've got this nice and mixed up. It's a really creamy dough. It smells very good. It smells like chocolate. But what we're going to do now is we're actually going to add a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And it's okay if you accidentally add a little bit too much of it. When is there ever too many chocolate chips? And then you're going to add a cup of milk chocolate chips. Again, you know, if you have a little bit too many, I'm sure it's not going to be a bad thing. Okay, you're going to fold these into this. Again, not mixing with your mixer. Alright. Oh, I forgot I hate this spatula. Alright, so you've got a lot of nice, and just think we're going to be putting those Nutella frozen droplets in the middle of these, so this is going to be so good. Okay, what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to, remember I said that this recipe takes a little time, unfortunately. I'm going to take this airtight container, and I'm going to put the dough in there. You know, I guess you could put saran wrap over it. Maybe that's what I'll do. I don't know. But basically, you're wanting to cover this, and you want it to sit in the refrigerator for 2 hours because you're going to have to roll it in your hands, and the warmth of your hands is going to, unfortunately, make it warm again. So we need to have this be as cool as we can get it. So airtight container in the refrigerator for 2 hours. We'll be back when it's ready to be scooped out and put the Nutella droplets in it. Alright guys, it's been a couple hours and everything is ready to start being made. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take about 2 tablespoons of our cookie dough, and it's going to get a little messy, but that's okay. These are going to be worth it. You're going to want to kind of make a little indentation inside the cookie dough, and what you're going to end up doing is, let me grab one of these, one of the frozen Nutellas, and you want to just kind of shape the dough to go around the frozen Nutella so that it will not escape while it's baking. Alright, so apparently this is going to be a very messy job, so let me finish getting this together and I'll be back to show you how to get it into the oven. So I got these going. One thing that the recipe said that you could do, which I think I'm going to do, is just add a couple of the leftover semi and milk chocolate drops. Just put them kind of on the outside so that you can kind of have a pretty texture whenever it's all done cooking. So that's what I'm doing here. The recipe also says do not take more than 4 of the Nutella droplets out of the freezer at a time. Like seriously, as soon as you touch them, it seems to be that they really start to melt. This dough is very sticky. I thought I was going to be rolling it into a ball, but there's no way to do that. So I'm going to have to read the recipe. I don't know, maybe I didn't do it right. Maybe something went wrong, but I went ahead and some of them I had to kind of help to put a couple more pieces, a little bit more dough on the top, because there was just no way I was going to cover the Nutella drop in the middle. So we'll see how they come out, but my oven has been preheated. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. My oven has been preheated to 350 degrees, and I'm going to stick these in, I believe it says 9 to 12 minutes or so, and then we'll bring them out of the oven and continue making the rest of the batches. So that's pretty much what is on the agenda at this point, is getting these into the oven and seeing how they come out. So let me get these in the oven and we'll see how they look when they come out. Alright guys, so here's the finished product. It looks to be very gooey, and if you take it apart, there's that Nutella right there. It smells delicious. Okay. Might be one of the best cookies I've ever made. Look at that. That is good. Took a long time for them to cool. Because they're so gooey in the middle, it's kind of hard to gauge when they're ready to be taken off of the rack. But, wow, I'll get you a glass of milk with this, and it's like game over. So, hope you guys try these. These are some great cookies.